Finding Dory is the sequel to Pixar's classic Finding Nemo, starring Ellen DeGeneres, Albert Brooks, Ty Burrell, Ed O'Neill, and Kaitlin Olsen. It is once again directed by Andrew Stanton, but instead of also Lee Unkrich, it is directed by Angus MacLane. So basically, this movie is about Dory wanting to find her family because she's sort of suddenly remembering who her parents are, so Marlin and Nemo come along with her to find her family. I am a major Pixar fan. I basically have their entire movie list memorized in order of release dates, and I am a diehard Pixar fan. They're honestly my favorite animated studio. But honestly, I was a little bit scared when I heard that Finding Dory was going to be coming out because I wasn't sure if a sequel was really necessary. Oh man, did this film surprise me. I was not expecting it to be as good as it is. So before I talk about Finding Dory itself, first I just have to mention that the beginning short called Piper was gorgeous. The animation completely blew me away. It was just beautiful. I was honestly questioning whether or not this was animated. Not only was it a visual masterpiece, but it was also super cute and just, you can't help but audibly awe and react to the short. So that was really well done. As for Finding Dory itself, the animation was definitely amazing as well. I watched Finding Nemo right before watching Finding Dory, and it's just amazing to see how far Pixar has come in terms of its animation. Finding Nemo already looks amazing, but Finding Dory was just fantastic. Finding Dory was also extremely cute. You have this little fetus Dory from her childhood when you see these flashback scenes. Oh, it was just so cute. I mean, the entire film honestly was just adorable. Huh? Not only did this film make me feel these really cutesy emotions, but it was just also in general very emotional because when you think about the plot, it's about Dory trying to find her parents. So obviously it's going to be emotional and pull at your heartstrings, and I think it did a really great job of doing so. This film was also hilarious. I mean, honestly, for me, I had some gut belly laughs, where I'm just dying from laughter. So I mean, from Pixar, you usually can expect to have both the feels and some good laughs, so obviously Finding Dory did a really great job in both of these categories. There are several new characters that I want to touch on: Hank, Bailey, and Destiny, and all three I absolutely adored. Hank, played by Ed O'Neill, is this camouflaging octopus, and he was a really enjoyable character to watch on screen. He has some slight character development throughout the film, which I enjoyed, and he was also an extremely useful character because, like I said, he can camouflage, which comes quite in handy in the film. Ty Burrell plays this beluga whale named Bailey, who is honestly probably my favorite of the main new characters because he was absolutely hilarious. Ty Burrell did a really great job of playing Bailey, and he has this problem with his echolocation, which is this eyesight thing where you can locate things, and it's really cool, but he has a problem with it. And finally, Kaitlin Olsen plays this whale shark named Destiny, who is nearsighted and is often running into walls, which is also very funny. And one thing I want to talk about is the way this film touches on living with a disability. So obviously we already know that Dory suffers from anterograde amnesia, also known as short-term memory loss. With the introduction of Bailey and Destiny, both of them have disabilities, and I think this film did a really great job of touching on living with a disability and how it's okay to be kind of different, and there's ways to deal with having problems. I think that's a really great message, especially for kids, since this is technically a kids film. But again, it's something that adults need to hear too sometimes. And I think it's a semi-subtle message, it's not really thrown in your face, but it's just something to kind of think about when you watch this film, and something that I picked up on that I enjoyed. Even though Dory, Bailey, and Destiny have disabilities, they're still able to live their lives, and they have a really good time. It seems like they're having fun on screen and just enjoying their life. So that's something I really like to see. My only real major problem with the film is that there's some pretty big unrealistic aspects. I don't really want to say much more than that, but I was kind of watching this thinking, wow, this is just so unrealistic. But that didn't really ruin the enjoyment of the film for me. You could also say that Marlin and Nemo weren't as important characters because I didn't really have much to say about them. I thought they were fine. But since, again, this is Dory's kind of story, they aren't... Hey, that rhymes. They weren't quite as important, but I still really enjoyed them in the film because they do play some big parts. But I guess you could say that they weren't really needed in the film. But, you know, if they weren't in the movie, people would have complained, you know? I'm gonna give Finding Dory a 9 out of 10 and buy it on Blu-ray because Pixar movies are so good and I love rewatching Pixar movies, so I'm definitely going to be picking this up on Blu-ray. I don't think it's quite as good as Finding Nemo because that's just a classic and it's hard to beat a classic. But honestly, I would say it's like kind of on par with it. Like I really enjoyed it and I definitely want to rewatch it soon. Thank you guys so much for watching my review. If you enjoyed it, please let me know how you felt about it in the comments below and tell me what you think of Finding Dory. Also, if you see this movie, there is a post-credits scene, which unfortunately I missed, but make sure you wait until the end of the credits if you are interested in watching that. That's it for this review, so I will see you guys next time.